This recording about apprenticeships is part of a series of videos to support young people with additional needs to prepare for adult life. Apprenticeships can be well suited to young people and adults with additional needs as they combine practical training on the job with study and support from their training provider. Apprenticeships are different to supported internships. Apprenticeships are paid jobs that include off-the-job training. Supported internships are unpaid, work-based study programs and are only for young people or young adults who have an education, health and care plan. And we have a separate video explaining these. Apprenticeships are available to anyone over the age of 16 who is not in education. A young person can apply for an apprenticeship while they're still at school, but they will need to be 16 or over by the end of the summer holidays to start the apprenticeship. Apprentices work alongside experienced staff to learn skills to do the job. They earn a wage and get holiday pay. They get time for study related to the job, usually 1 day a week, and they finish with a recognised qualification. Apprenticeships have different levels from level 2 to level 7. Depending on the level, they can take between 1 to 5 years to complete. As the levels get higher, the apprenticeships become more advanced. For example, a level 2 or intermediate apprenticeship is equivalent to GCSE level, and level 6 and 7 apprenticeships are equivalent to a university degree. The minimum length of each apprenticeship is based on the apprentice working 30 hours a week or more. This includes their off-the-job training. However, people with a disability could have a part-time apprenticeship agreed. If reduced hours are agreed, then the length of the apprenticeship will increase to allow the young adult to still gain the necessary job skills. A part-time apprenticeship must be agreed by the apprentice, the employer, and the training provider. The training provider provides off-the-job training, working closely with the employer so that the apprentice receives an induction program when they start, a detailed training plan including on-the-job training, regular progress reviews, opportunities to put into practice off-the-job learning, and mentoring and general support throughout the apprenticeship. Many young people or adults with SEND may also be disabled according to the Equality Act. The employer and training provider must make reasonable adjustments to make sure the apprentice is not disadvantaged when doing their job or training. Reasonable adjustments can vary depending on a disabled person's specific needs, but could include providing equipment to help the apprentice with their work, giving them more time to do their work, arranging tasks in a different way, making physical changes to their workplace, for example, installing a ramp for wheelchair access. Other reasonable adjustments could include flexible working patterns, providing a quiet working space, providing a designated parking space, additional mentoring or management support, or providing material in Braille, easy read or large print formats. Access to Work is a government scheme that offers grants to help pay for any reasonable adjustments people may need to work or to get to work, and this includes apprentices. We have a separate video explaining this grant. Support is also available through the Disabled Apprentice Network, or DAN. DAN is free to join and connects current and previous apprentices so they can share their experiences. The network includes people who have done part-time and full-time apprenticeships across a range of different jobs. Apprenticeships are jobs, so employers decide what is needed to apply. The requirements will therefore be different depending on the industry, the job role, and the apprenticeship level. Vacancies on the government Find an Apprenticeship service will state clearly what the entry requirements are for the job being advertised. Usually, English and maths qualifications need to be achieved to do an apprenticeship. For example, a Level 2 intermediate apprentice usually needs Level 1 functioning skills, English and maths, and they will take assessments at Level 2. However, a young person with a learning difficulty or disability may be able to do a Level 2 intermediate apprenticeship if they can achieve an entry Level 3 qualification during their apprenticeship. At the start of an apprenticeship, the training provider will make a learning plan for the apprentice to help develop their English and math skills. They will also assess what extra support might be needed for the final apprenticeship assessment, called an endpoint assessment, or EPA. The EPA might involve a practical test of the skills learnt during an apprenticeship, or a presentation, or it could involve a multiple choice test or workplace observation. A disabled person doesn't have to tell their employer that they have a learning difficulty or disability, but they may not get the support they're entitled to if they don't. Disability Rights UK have produced a helpful video including young disabled apprentices talking about explaining their needs, reasonable adjustments, and part-time apprenticeships, which may help you. Application processes vary, but may involve completing an application form, sending in a cover letter, and going to an interview. A disabled person applying for an apprenticeship can request reasonable adjustments to be made to help them with the application process, and we have a separate video which explains this, and other short videos which may help your young person to prepare for adult life. This video was made by Suffolk Sendias, but every county will have an impartial and confidential SEND information, advice and support service.